His name was Ethan. Every morning, he arrived at school long before anyone else, not as a student, but to help his father clean the classrooms. His dad was the school janitor. He swept floors, emptied trash cans, and polished desks that other children would later sit at. And every time Ethan watched his father work, he whispered to himself, one day, "Dad, I'll give you a different life." When the bell rang, Ethan would sit quietly in the back of the class. He was smart, but often invisible. His classmates teased him, "Your dad cleans our mess." They'd say. Ethan courageously said to them, "Yes, and one day, I'll make sure he never has to again." He studied harder than anyone else, after classes, during breaks, even under the dim light of a single bulb at night. His father noticed and always said, "Son, I may not have much to give you, but I'll always give you my prayers." Then, one evening, tragedy struck. Ethan's father collapsed while working late. The doctors said his heart was weak, he needed surgery. But they had no money. Ethan was shattered. For days, he cried in silence. But then he remembered his father's words, "I'll always give you my prayers." So Ethan prayed and worked. He took part-time jobs, applied for scholarships, and never gave up. Years passed. Ethan finished school with top honors and got a full scholarship to study engineering. He promised himself he'd build something that would honor his father's hard work. Years later, in front of a huge crowd, Ethan stood proudly as he unveiled his invention, a smart cleaning robot designed to make janitors' work easier and safer. On the stage beside him was his father, older, frail, but smiling proudly. Ethan turned to him and said, "Dad, you cleaned the world for others. Now, it's my turn to make the world easier for you." The crowd stood up and clapped, not just for the invention, but for the love that built it. Moral: never be ashamed of humble beginnings. Sometimes, the hardest work builds the brightest future.